Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your Element Alchemization Oracle reading at the Oracle of Atlantis. I hope you're doing well today. We're breaking down an elemental spread for the collective of Gemini, taking a look at earth, air, fire, and water. Earth is connected to the body and environment, air being the mind and mental planes, fire connected to passion, creation, and spirit, water being the heart, soul, and emotional needs. So I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your cards for you. I've pulled out the four main cards with the Shaman Durek Alchemy Elementals. So in your earth energy of body and environment, we have card number 74. Land, flower, sun. So house number 7 is connected to our balance and relationships. House number 4 is connected to home, family, and hearth. So there may be some sort of blessing or need for balance in the home life area. Whether it's in your physical home or from your childhood, there may be some sort of reconciliation, a breath of fresh air that may be needed here. 92, which is the house of Sagittarius, is house number 9, which is connected to our goals, achievements, and accomplishments. House number 2 is Taurus's energy, which is connected to our personal value and self-worth. The grass and the flowers and butterflies are waiting for you. They are beckoning you to run barefoot through their blades, to delight in their fragrant blossoms, and to chase their brightly colored flapping wings. They miss how you used to play together when you were a child, back before you were indoctrinated to behave like a grown-up. Back before you got all self-conscious about who might see you rolling through the meadow, getting grass stains on your pants while you laughed and squealed and giggled. Let the child inside of you be wild and run free. Allow yourself to be formless and open, aware and unself-conscious. Put aside your judgments and your responsibilities. Now is the time for you to dance barefoot in nature and to allow the abundance of the natural world to remind you what prosperity truly is. So your clarifying card or card of guidance from the Crow Tarot, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is hard work and determination. For some, you may be working too hard. The crow diligently and masterfully carves a pentacle in the coin. Away from the noise of the roost, he is focused and determined to finish all 8 coins to perfection. The Eight of Pentacles encourages you to further your education to master the skills that will enable you to become an expert in the area of your sole purpose. At this stage, it may be hard to recognize, but through hard work and dedication, you will find the success you seek. We have page number 74, which is where we started, was with that 74. 7 plus 4 is what? An 11. So this is karma. The energy that you put in will come back. What sort of investments are you making? There is a call to focus on the beautiful things that surround you, definitely being highlighted on nature, life itself, our senses at this time. Delight in their fragrant blossoms with the flowers. Let the child inside of you be wild and run free. Allow yourself to be formless and open, aware and unself-conscious. Put aside your judgments and your responsibilities. Now is the time for you to dance barefoot in nature and to allow the abundance of the natural world to remind you what prosperity truly is. So abundance and prosperity can be anything, right? Anything we enjoy doing, anything that kind of lights us up. Definitely could be connected to a soul purpose if there's one thing in particular that you're really interested in. Maybe it's a call to study that, to work with it, to understand it more. But if not, this is simply noticing and witnessing the kind of abundance that is everywhere, whether it be a tree or a bird or a flower or a butterfly, right? How people treat each other, kind words, things of that nature, perhaps even our families. In your air energy of mind and mental planes, we have card number 50 with sky, lightning, and another sun. I was hearing the song, I'm not sure what it is, but you gotta give a little, get a little. It's not the story of love, is it? It's just that lyrics coming to mind, and I'm not even sure what the lyrics are. When something makes you uncomfortable, it doesn't mean that there is anything wrong or bad or offensive about that thing. All it means is that you need to expand your comfort zone. This is how we self-actualize. We keep choosing to expand our comfort zones to be able to hold more and more diversity of people, ideas, perspectives, and expression. Your willingness to be open to different worldviews and to experience things you never ever in a million years thought you would experience allows your incarnation to be artful and creative as well as unique. When we are open and we are able to hold other beings and circumstances or experiences in unconditional acceptance, we inspire the same creativity, that same courage, and that same openness in others by being a living example of artful and authentic lives. We have number 66. Angel number 66 may have some resonance with you. Sixes can be connected to the house of Virgo, which is the house of health and service. Being of service to others contributes to our health. Being of service to ourselves contributes to our health. To be of service to others. 6 plus 6 is a 12, which is Pisces Zodiac, which is sacrifice and rehabilitation. So there could be a call to release things that aren't beneficial for your well-being, if possible, to embrace more healthy habits. With that Pisces energies coming in, especially in the mind and mental planes, there also may be a bit of psychic connection going on here, stories playing out, connecting with and working with the divine, which is kind of what I see the pentacles represent, right? Like the star kind of represents the human body. You have the head, the arms, and the legs. So this could be working with other people's spiritual energies, aiding and assisting. You do have that service with Virgo's energy. Purifying energies, which I'm also seeing with this lightning. Lightning comes to kind of break up particles and re-energize. So the card of clarification and advice. We have the Death card. Card number 13. Some sort of transformation here. I'm kind of getting the energy that this is divinely orchestrated. It could even be the death of some old thoughts here, health issues perhaps. Change, ending, new beginning, transformation, and mortality. The element of water. We have angel number 22. So 2 is again going back to that Taurus energy, which is connected to our personal values and self-worth. There could be changes in what we value and how we feel about ourselves here. 2 plus 2 is a 4, which is Cancer's energy, which can be connected to home, family, and upbringing. The crow has let go and made peace with the change that must take place for her life to move forward in a positive direction. Her death is symbolic of transformation and comes with a warning. Unless you are willing to sacrifice the part of you that is holding you back, you will feel pain or discomfort in the future. This card marks a profound change coming. one that has the possibility of creating a positive outcome if you can allow the change to happen without fear of the unknown. I think I want to pull one more card. Can I get one more card with the Death? We have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is a card of all about trusting our intuition here to make some sort of choice or decision. There may be something that has to be cut out. You may already know what that something is. Could be, especially with the swords, it could even just be a thought process, like a negative belief system or a negative perspective. Maybe needs to be cut out, or looking towards the past from a negative perspective. Maybe needs to be shifted and adapted so it doesn't sabotage your future here. So in your fire energy, spirit, creation, and passion, we have card number 13 with Ancestor Fire Moon. So 13s I do see as a divinatory number, and you did have 13 coming out with that Death card. It's coming out twice. 13, so ones can be connected to Aries energy, which is the house of self, inherited traits, survival instincts, fight or flight response. 3s are Gemini's energy, which can be the light and shadows, the positive and negatives, as well as networking and communication. I'm almost seeing this as very divine communication here, right? With all those lightning, it's almost like could be like neurons firing in the brain. Insights, energies going off here. With this card, it almost has like a very divine intelligence is like reaching out to you. One plus 3 is that 4 energy, so it definitely could be an ancestor here. Well, it is the ancestor fire. The ancestors are calling you, my child. The ancient elders speak in whispers through signs and symbols and dreams, as well as nature. Their call can be inconspicuous as a gentle breeze blowing across your shoulder, or as a song lyric that comes on when you start your car. All the ancestors ask of you is that you pay attention, heed their call, and respond. It is time to connect with your ancestors. Build a bridge that allows their presence to be felt and acknowledged. Create an altar for those in your bloodline who walk this earth before you. It's funny, just before I read that line, I was kind of picturing Coco from Disney. Build a bridge that allows their presence to be felt and acknowledged. And then create an altar for those in your bloodline who walk this earth before you. Make an offering, say a prayer, sing a song. The ancestors have wisdom to share with you. Your connection will create more ease in your life and more trust in your soul. And we have number 25, so Taurus's energy, again, connected to personal values and self-worth. 5 is the house of Leo, which is connected to our joy, our pleasure. Which you did kind of have coming out in the beginning here. You had 2 suns coming out, and now you have a moon card. Keeping things in balance, perhaps. Now the clarifying card of advice. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So you already had the 8, and now you have the 7. The 7 can be a card of, it's almost like maybe taking a step back here, not throwing yourself over a proverbial cliff, if you will. Especially if there's heated debates or frustrations. The 7 of Pentacles really is a card of patience. The crow rests after embarking on the difficult task of gathering a treasure trove of bright, reflective coins that will adorn her nest and make a protective space for her fledglings. The 7 of Pentacles asks that you think about the long term when investing your time and energy. Although quick, short-term gains may be had, in the end, they will not last. Only through hard work and planning will you discover lasting benefits from your work. Hard work and planning, right? You have that Eight of Pentacles. Planning for like long-term goals instead of perhaps day-to-day ventures and aspects. Making wise investments. In the water energy of heart, soul, and emotions, you know, the blessed pomegranate seeds with a star, number 35. This could be communication with self when connected to one's own desires or pleasures. The pomegranate seeds kind of give me a bit of the devil's energy in the tarot, where there could be a trick with this. That's why there's patience that is needed. This could be something that is put in front of you that kind of plays with your emotions. It's almost like you may get sucked into this energy because it's something that you're emotionally attached to, but it may not be healthy or wise for you either. Life isn't always unicorns and rainbows. Darkness has its way with all of us, and there are times when we are called to step into the unseen realms because there are lessons for us to learn and parts of ourselves to develop. Those times in those realms can be scary. Amid so many shadows and so much uncertainty, we don't always understand why we are going through what we are going through. But I'm here to assure you that your spirit knows exactly what it's doing and would never lead you astray. The light and the stillness that live in your heart always knows the way. Follow the light, my child. It's leading you toward your greatest heights and your highest desires. Now is a time for deep trust. We have 49, so this definitely can be connected to childhood psychology. But 49, 4 plus 9 is a 13 again. It's very divine. So with the pomegranates, the pomegranate seeds always remind me of, is it Persephone? She gets trapped in the Greek mythology. She gets trapped in hell for 6 months out of the year because Hades tricks her into eating these pomegranate seeds. But then it really speaks of the cycles of the seasons. She's like in hell for half the year, and then the other half of the year, her mother is it Demeter, who is like the goddess of the grain. So it's almost like a bear going into hibernation, right, for the winter, and then coming out of the winter, not to produce grain, essentially. Not that a bear produces the grain, but you know what I mean. To bring forth the grain and the bounty once again for the spring and summer seasons. So this very much kind of gives me a bit of a temptation here, but there's also faith that comes into play. It's just kind of connecting me like to one of the parts of the Bible was, even if you live with the devil and he feeds you poison, to trust in God that your eternal soul is basically protected, that no harm should befall you from the bad choices of others. Something to that effect. But the clarifying energy, we do have the Four of Cups with discontentment. To the left, to the left. I'm just noticing that all these crows are kind of looking to the left. So the Four of Cups is usually having some sort of obligations here that maybe, it could be like your daily routine, right? If you have pets, chores, job, children, and it's like responsibilities, but those responsibilities get very mundane and boring and annoying, and we could desire more here. And it's almost like the divine comes in to offer you this fourth cup. If you really need it, you can take it. But then kind of seeing and honoring where you are, do you really need, because the chances are it's going to be an old cycle or a habit that comes back around that is offered to you. Some sort of escape hatch, if you will. But do you really need that escape hatch? Where are you on your path? Because if you're not... It's almost like if you're not drawn to it through a heightened, intense anxiety that you can't kind of escape, then just, you may want to just let it pass. No need to repeat. The crow in the tree pays no attention to the cup in the sky, nor has any interest in discovering the contents of the cups below. He sits detached from his community, unmotivated to do much of anything, and is bored by yet another shiny object. The Four of Cups speaks to a time of depression and the inability to find anything to be excited about. You may be in a time of self-imposed darkness, where it is from a disappointment or a bad relationship. The Four of Cups asks that you go inward and look for what brought you to this place of discontentment. It also may be a good time to take stock of all the things that have been going well, is the quickest way to raise low spirits. Focusing on the things that are working for you instead of the things that aren't necessarily going in your favor here. With the Eight of Pentacles, it's almost, this could be working on your own energies here, your own soul, your own body. Because the first card that came out was speaking of trying to not be self-conscious when doing things. Not worried about what other people think type of energy. So with that pentacle, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of work and dedication, but this could simply be working on yourself and going through these emotions. And the pentacle represents the 5 elements in pagan traditions, right? Fire, air, earth, water, and spirit, which are all a part of our own tapestry, our own creation, if you will. I'm just noticing, like, there's something with this Eight of Pentacles. Maybe I'll pull another card. It's just interesting that all these crows are literally looking back. But you yourself, Gemini, could be looking back on a situation here. For some, there could be the energy of, like, what went wrong, or just like a need or desire to almost fix it. You may have questions in your head. But with this Two of Swords and the card of Death, this can almost be like stepping out of your own mind here and allowing, it's kind of like Jesus take the wheel here, like allowing the divine to give you some insight or insight or inspiration. Maybe allowing some sort of assistance to come from somewhere else. And then I'm kind of seeing this in the Four of Cups as well, because the divine is handing you this cup, and it may be the answer to these questions. But let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles. Let's go back to this Eight of Pentacles in the Earth energy for Gemini. Movement, energy, and communication with the Page of Pentacles. So the pages can represent sometimes messengers. Don't shoot the messenger. The pages also can represent children, connecting with children, communicating with children for some. Could even be communicating with your inner child here. In the abundant, lush garden, the Page of Pentacles sits on a flowering branch. She allows the energy of blossoming life to enter her spirit as she gazes into the pentacle. Envisioning the path she wishes to travel, she holds in her mind's eye a clear vision for that which she wants to manifest. The Page of Pentacles' message is that to achieve the success you want, you will need to spend time developing a clear view and preparing for where that road may lead. With this skill, you will be able to achieve your desire, and this is where the magic happens. Well, that kind of makes sense, because it was, your cards are kind of speaking of not looking for instant gratification or success. This is more long-term planning for something. Could be a goal, could be a business startup, it could be different things for, obviously, different people. But the Page of Pentacles is almost like a call to do a little bit of research and planning here. So let's see what else you need to know about your current situation, or your plans, desires, goals. With the Akashic Truth Oracle cards. Gemini. What else does Gemini need to know about their current situation? We have let it go. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you, and you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. Release it and be free. That's so true too, because if you're holding on to, now that we don't all have our pain and our resentments, right? But if you're holding on to it, it kind of helps us spiral downward, and it starts to affect the people around us in a negative vibration. It's trying to let it go as much as possible is only going to help benefit you and those around you. We also have the card of communication. Communication is the bridge that connects people. Good communication can eliminate misunderstandings, enhance feelings, and solve problems. When we communicate with others, we should express our thoughts and feelings sincerely and also listen to each other carefully. The word bridge has come up twice now. And that was what was connecting me to that movie, Coco. Is because when the spirits come back to the world of the living, they cross the bridge, right? The rainbow bridge, if you will. So there definitely could be communications coming from beyond. But this could also be if there's frustrations and you're having a hard time letting go of something. Maybe it's a call to try to communicate it to the best of your ability as well. Anything else? Not from that deck. So let it go and communication. I'm going to pull you an animal spirit guide. When I picked up the deck, this card just kind of fell off the bottom though, which is interesting. Because this card in particular speaks of holding on to too many things. It actually sucks the life out of people. It could be draining your own energy by holding on to resentments. Especially if you're holding on to them too tightly. If they come up and it's like in your mind and it stirs something within you, that's totally normal. But it's when we hold on and fester onto them that it starts to become very toxic and poisonous, especially to ourselves. And can be very draining to other people. Then you have the golden egg, which is connected to the heart chakra. Pains of the heart, perhaps. But let's see. What is the animal spirit guide or teacher that wants to come out for Gemini at this time? Animal spirit guide or teacher for Gemini. Jeez, you have a bunch of them too. Okay, so this happened for, I think it was Cancer's reading. There are 4 that want to come out here. So these, I mean, some of the advice from all of them probably will resonate with your situation, Gemini, but the last reading when these came out like this is more of a pick a card scenario. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're drawn to a particular card. We do have the energies as well. So we have earth, air, fire, and water. If you feel more connected to one of those elements at this time, that would probably be the spirit guide to go with. We'll start with number 1. We have the tiger. So the tiger is connected to the lunar forces. It is represented in this deck by the element of fire. Lunar force, ease in darkness, and feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of our own power. When balanced, passionate, strong, and sensual. When out of balance, overstimulated. To bring into balance, Tritakta, candle gazing. Staring into a flame is the energy to bring that, or to bring the tiger's energy into balance. Just kind of coming through in that lightning, more fiery energies. Then we have the hawk of the air element. I love that that one's actually in its proper element. Watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly, though it may seem small or insignificant. It will eventually redirect your course. When balanced, sees clearly and intuitive. When out of balance, sees too much and becomes suspicious. To bring into balance, a perspective shift. That perspective shift did kind of come through with this choice card of the Two of Swords. Decisions. It was almost like, it almost has this energy of like when you're unsure and you don't know if you can trust the knowing or the perception. There was that call of not relying on your own perception, but also connecting more with ancestors sort of energy, allowing somebody to assist you here, which is kind of exactly what the hawk represents. Divine messages coming from the other side. Then we have the crow in the fire energy, another air. The crow is connected to mysticism and truth, I think. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful, the crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen and knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When the crow's energy is balanced, we have psychic, strong, and clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, and hypersensitive. To bring into balance, daily meditation practice. So now we have the deer. So it's interesting, the deer is connected to mother energies. And that tiger is connected to the feminine energy as well. It's crazy that those three crows, remember from the Crow Tarot, are all facing this way, and now these three cards are all kind of facing this way, but it's by grounding your energies and tapping into your intuition. And with that tiger, it is speaking of wild darkness, so you may have to, like, in your intuition, you may have to allow your darker energies to kind of run vampant, is that the right word, for a while. Kind of like it's kind of like if we have light and shadow within us, or we'll say good versus evil, right? It's almost like allowing the evil in the mind outside to play instead of constraining it, just to allow it to do its thing, and then by the end, seeing where we end up and how we feel about it. Loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates a sense of grace and calms the room. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them toward a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. When the deer's energy is balanced, we have receptive, compassionate, and nurturing. When out of balance, concerned and protective. Just concerned and protective is being drawn to that. These creatures being very similar in what they do, especially in a mother role, right? This one being a herbivore, this one being a carnivore. These, like the tiger, can be very nurturing, can be concerned and protective if there's danger, but the same with the deer as well. To bring into balance nature and or children. So nature did come out in the very beginning. We also had that energy of your kind of your inner child here, letting loose, having fun. Might be easier to do that for those of you that have children, kind of step into their world, let go of needing to be the parent for a while. So let's pull some closing messages. I'm going to start with the Affirmation Cards Oracle. Closing messages for the Gemini collective. My morning rituals nourish my soul and set a positive tone for the day ahead. My morning rituals nourish my soul and set a positive tone for the day ahead. Is that, well, it's gotta be Scorpio's energy. Pardon me, obviously it's a Scorpion. I was just looking at the sign, and the sign looks all fucked up. Scorpio's energy, which you have with that death card. My morning rituals nourish my soul and set a positive tone for the day ahead. Kind of has this energy of focusing on what's in your control. There almost may be a need for distraction for some, especially if there is the energy of death on the mind. Like if somebody's recently passed or you're thinking about somebody, you get stuck in that mental space. You may have to do little things even around the house just to kind of pull yourself out of that for a time so you don't get like sucked too deep into it. But your morning rituals nourish your soul and set a positive tone for the day. Let's pull an angel of the day for the closing message. We have Poil. I'm probably not saying that right. Wake up the intention in your heart. Keep your desires in the forefront of your mind. That kind of came through with that golden egg, which is kind of here. It may be kind of hidden or lost a little bit in there with all the other colors going on around you in life, but it's still there. So Poel, so these are, I think it's Hebrew spelling. Don't ask me. Poel, wake up the intention in your heart. Keep your desires in the forefront of your mind. Feel free to look into that angel number as to what they that angel as to what they represent. Maybe I'll look it up quick here for you. Who and what is Angel Poil? God sustaining everything. Success, fame, fortune, and philosophical insight to those under his influence. He is also considered an angel for those born between December 20th and 24th. The 56th, one whose name means God who supports the universe. Through him, his followers can become rich, whilst leading simple and modest lives. He helps you carry out your projects as well as make you a humbler person. He helps you carry out your projects. Well, that kind of fits right into this Eight of Pentacles, right? Sometimes it can be annoying and tedious doing this work, but it's slowly building momentum here for you and your future. And it can also be a great distraction, especially if there is other things transpiring in your reality. So that is the reading I have for you at this time, Gemini. I hope it resonated. If it did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. All of the decks I have used will be hashtagged in the description box below, as well as my PayPal information for donations and Instagram for cards of the day. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do cards of the day. I try to have a card every day, but you can also use that account as your own kind of pocket oracle. Scroll through at shuffle or at will anytime you need a little piece of guidance or advice along your journey. Thank you for watching and many blessings. Bye for now.